Have you ever wondered what your life would be like if you could see God's blessings manifesting in tangible and transformative ways? What if I told you there is a simple yet profound power that can unlock these blessings daily? Today, I'm going to share something that could completely change the way you live and experience God's presence in your life. Have you ever felt discouraged, as if your prayers weren't being answered, or maybe like you're stuck in an endless cycle of difficulties? The truth is, many of us face these challenges, questioning if there's really a way out. But what if I told you there's a powerful and practical way to attract God's blessings every day? Something you can start doing right now with just a small adjustment to your daily routine. Imagine declaring God's promises daily, not as a ritual, but as a practice that activates His power in our lives. It may seem simple, but there's a depth to it that can open doors you never imagined. You might be thinking, does this really work? Or how can a simple declaration make a difference? It's natural to have doubts, but throughout this video, we'll explore the real impact of declaring God's promises every day and how it can bring a fresh perspective to the challenges you face. Stay with us until the end and see how a simple change in your daily declarations can transform your life forever. Thanking God for a new day is a way to acknowledge that each morning brings a new opportunity to live and experience His goodness. Starting the day with gratitude not only celebrates the gift of life, but also prepares your heart to perceive and appreciate the blessings God has in store for us. By beginning the day with a prayer of thanks, you reaffirm your trust in divine faithfulness and make room for God's promises to come to fruition in your life. Expressing gratitude for waking up affirms the importance of each moment and aligns your mind and heart with divine purpose. This recognition helps establish a solid foundation for the day, fostering a positive mindset that's open to the opportunities and challenges ahead. This daily practice of gratitude reflects your willingness to live each day with purpose and intention, trusting that God is guiding every step. The consistent practice of thanking God for each new day contributes to a clearer and more optimistic outlook on life. When you start the day with a grateful heart, you become more aware of God's blessings, which can transform your everyday experience. Gratitude creates an environment conducive to experiencing God's peace and joy, helping you face challenges with a more positive and confident attitude. Maintaining the habit of thanking God for a new day strengthens your connection with Him and enhances your ability to recognize His blessings. By starting the day with this attitude, you not only celebrate life but also position yourself to see and receive the good things God has prepared for you. This daily acknowledgement helps cultivate a clearer, more receptive view of the divine goodness in your life. Verbalizing God's promises has a profound impact on our minds and hearts, shaping our reality in powerful ways. By declaring these promises, you're not just affirming your faith, but also creating an internal environment that facilitates the manifestation of the blessings God has already prepared. These positive declarations have the power to transform your perception, helping align your thoughts and feelings with divine will. When you speak God's promises, you're allowing these words to penetrate your mind, replacing doubts and fears with confidence and hope. This process of verbalization helps reinforce the truth that God is in control and that His promises are faithful. The consistent practice of declaring these truths strengthens your belief and drives away negativity, making room for God's blessings to be revealed in your life. In addition to transforming your mind, these declarations also affect your heart, bringing a sense of peace and security. By repeating God's promises, you are cultivating a heart full of faith and gratitude. This positive emotional state is essential for you to perceive and receive the blessings God has reserved. Faith expressed through words creates a resonance with the divine plan, allowing you to experience the fulfillment of promises in a more tangible way. Positive declarations serve as a powerful tool for manifesting the blessings that God has already prepared. By focusing on and verbalizing these promises daily, you are aligning your expectations with the truth that God desires the best for you. This practice not only strengthens your faith, but also makes you more receptive to the good things He has in mind, allowing the blessings to become a reality in your life. Verbalizing God's promises has a deep impact on our minds and hearts, shaping our reality in significant ways. By declaring these promises, you're affirming your faith and creating an internal environment that facilitates the manifestation of the blessings God has already prepared. The Book of Psalms highlights the importance of praising and declaring God's truths, showing how these practices can transform our perception and experience. For example, starting the day by affirming, "I am more than a conqueror in Christ," or "God is my refuge and strength," you are replacing doubts and fears with confidence and hope. Psalm 19 reminds us that the Word of God is pure and rejuvenating. By repeating these truths daily, you reinforce your belief and make room for divine blessings to manifest in your life. These declarations help shape a positive and receptive mindset, aligning your thoughts with God's will. In addition to influencing your mind, these declarations also affect your heart, bringing peace and security. For example, affirming, "I trust in God's provision for all my needs," or "God's peace rules my heart and mind," helps cultivate a heart full of faith and gratitude. This is similar to what is described in Psalm 119, where the importance of meditating on God's words is celebrated, allowing them to guide and strengthen your spirit. Declarations function as an effective tool for manifesting the blessings that God has already prepared. By daily affirming promises such as, "God opens doors that no one can close," or "God's grace is sufficient for me," you align your expectations with the truth that God desires the best for you. This practice not only strengthens your faith, but also makes you more receptive to the good things God has in mind, allowing those blessings to become a reality in your life. The daily practice of affirming God's goodness also has a transformative effect on how we view the world. When we declare these truths, our minds and hearts align more with the spiritual reality. This alignment helps us focus on God's promises and recognize His intervention in our lives, adjusting our vision to see beyond difficulties and perceive the blessings He provides. Furthermore, declaring God's goodness creates an opening for His influence to manifest more clearly in our lives. Each faith declaration not only reflects our belief but also activates the spiritual reality, allowing us to experience God's goodness in tangible ways. This ongoing practice prepares us to perceive and receive the divine manifestations occurring in our daily lives, strengthening our spiritual journey. Repeating words of faith daily is a powerful practice for strengthening our confidence in God's promises. By constantly affirming biblical truths and divine promises, we are nourishing our faith and adjusting our mindset to focus on spiritual certainties rather than earthly uncertainties. This consistent practice helps us maintain a clear view of God's promises, allowing these truths to become the solid foundation upon which we build our lives. By making declarations of faith, we are not only affirming our belief, but also creating an environment conducive to the manifestation of these promises. Each repetition serves to remind our minds and hearts of God's faithfulness and His ability to fulfill what He has promised. This practice of reaffirmation strengthens our resilience, as we internalize these declarations, developing a firmer confidence that empowers us to face challenges with a renewed perspective. The practice of making faith declarations also helps align our actions and attitudes with the spiritual truths we proclaim. When we repeat words of faith, we are shaping our responses to daily situations and adjusting our approach to reflect confidence in God's promises. This allows us to face adversities with a positive and proactive attitude, knowing that our words are creating a spiritual reality that supports and sustains us. Remembering daily that God is present and active in every situation is essential for maintaining our inner peace and finding the direction we need. By affirming God's constant presence, we anchor ourselves in the certainty that He is with us at all times, not just in peaceful moments but also during adversities. Recognizing that God is actively involved in our lives helps us face challenges with the confidence that His guidance is always available. When we declare that God is present in every aspect of our lives, we cultivate a spiritual awareness that allows us to perceive His action in everyday situations. This helps us see beyond difficulties and find His subtle interventions, which might not be immediately obvious. This daily acknowledgement allows us to experience profound peace, knowing that regardless of circumstances, God is working to guide and protect us. Affirming God's presence also gives us clarity and direction in times of decision and uncertainty. When we are aware that God is actively involved in our lives, we are more likely to seek His guidance in moments of doubt. This practice of remembering that God is with us in all decisions helps align our choices with His purposes and gives us confidence that we are moving in the right direction. Additionally, this practice of affirming God's presence helps us develop a closer relationship with Him. The awareness that God is always present encourages us to maintain a constant dialogue with Him through prayer and meditation. This provides us with a continuous sense of connection and reminds us that we are not alone, even in the most challenging times. The active presence of God brings a peace that transcends difficulties and gives us the assurance that we are being guided by a higher and loving power. Declaring divine provision is a practice that reinforces the confidence that God will supply all our needs, regardless of circumstances. By affirming that God is our provider, we are reaffirming our faith in His ability to care for us in every aspect of life. For example, by declaring daily, "God will supply all my needs," we remind ourselves that we don't need to overly worry about our shortages, as God is actively working to provide what is necessary. Repeating this affirmation helps us develop a mindset of trust and dependence on God, adjusting our perspective to see His provisions in our daily lives. When we face financial challenges, affirming, "God is my provider and He is taking care of every detail," gives us confidence that, even in difficulties, there is a divine solution in progress. This allows us to face challenges with greater calm and assurance that our needs will be met according to God's will. Additionally, declaring divine provision encourages us to seek God's guidance in managing what He gives us. By affirming, "I trust that God is guiding me in every financial decision," we align ourselves with God's will, seeking His guidance to make wise and responsible choices. This practice helps us recognize God's hand in every area of our lives and live according to His provision, maintaining an attitude of gratitude and responsibility. Declaring divine provision also strengthens our faith during times of uncertainty. For example, when facing an unexpected crisis, saying, "God is in control and will provide what is needed," reinforces our confidence that, even in the most challenging situations, God is providing a solution. This certainty not only gives us peace but also motivates us to continue trusting and waiting for divine care, keeping our faith strong and our focus on God's promises. Declaring healing and health is essential for cultivating a mindset of well-being and wholeness, as we believe that God desires for us to be complete in body, mind, and spirit. By regularly proclaiming our health, we align our expectations with God's desire for us to be whole and strong. For example, by affirming daily, "I am healed and healthy through the power of God," we affirm our belief that God desires our total well-being, fostering a positive and hopeful attitude towards our health. This practice of declaring health and healing also helps us focus on God's promises for our lives, strengthening our faith in His ability to promote our recovery and well-being. When facing health issues, for instance, affirming, "God is restoring my body and mind," encourages us to maintain an attitude of hope and trust in divine intervention. Such declarations help us envision healing and health as part of God's plan for us, fostering a spirit of perseverance and patience while waiting for complete manifestation. Moreover, proclaiming our health motivates us to adopt healthy habits and seek appropriate medical care, aligning our faith with practical actions. For example, by saying, "God gives me the strength and wisdom to take care of my body," we acknowledge the importance of making decisions that promote our health, such as balanced eating and exercise. This practice of affirmation encourages us to collaborate with God in our health journey while trusting in His ability to sustain and heal us. The importance of declaring healing and health also reflects in our spiritual and emotional lives. By affirming, "God's peace is restoring my spirit," we are not only promoting physical well-being but also strengthening our emotional and spiritual health. This declaration helps us face stress and anxiety with confidence, knowing that God is taking care of all dimensions of our being. The practice of affirming our health and healing provides a sense of wholeness and helps us live according to God's vision of an abundant and balanced life. Declaring peace over your life and family is an essential practice for cultivating an environment of tranquility and security, regardless of circumstances. By affirming daily that God's peace reigns in our home and heart, we establish a solid foundation of serenity that helps us face challenges with confidence. This practice allows us to maintain calm and stability, even when we encounter difficulties or turmoil. When we affirm that God's peace is present in our lives, we create a mindset that resists chaos and anxiety. This daily declaration helps us focus on divine promises of tranquility and harmony, fostering an atmosphere of peace that can positively influence our relationships and decisions. The continuous practice of this affirmation strengthens our ability to face stressful situations with a serene and balanced perspective. Additionally, by declaring that God's peace reigns in our family, we establish an environment of mutual support and understanding. This helps promote harmony and understanding among family members, creating a space where each person can find comfort and security. By affirming that God's peace is a reality in our home, we encourage more harmonious and resilient relationships. This practice also helps us internalize the certainty that, despite difficulties, God is in control, and His peace is a constant in our lives. Declaring this peace daily gives us confidence that, even in the most challenging situations, God is working to keep us safe and at peace, strengthening our faith and emotional stability. Proclaiming freedom from fears and anxieties is a powerful practice for transforming our mind and heart, replacing fear with the confidence that comes from God. By making daily declarations about our freedom from these feelings, we affirm the truth that God desires us to be free from all anxieties and has the power to provide peace. This practice helps us face our concerns with a renewed and confident perspective. When we declare that we are free from fear, we distance ourselves from uncertainties and insecurities that often paralyze us. Repeating affirmations like, "God frees me from fear and anxiety," helps reorient our minds, focusing on the certainty of divine protection and God's ability to give us peace. This ongoing declaration practice encourages us to replace negative thoughts and worries with solid confidence in God's presence and power in our lives. Moreover, by proclaiming our liberation from anxieties, we create a mental space where trust in God can thrive. These declarations help shape our perspective, allowing us to face challenging situations with serenity and determination. When we affirm, "God is taking care of all my concerns," we anchor ourselves in the certainty that God is in control and able to handle our challenges, relieving us from the burden of worries. Proclaiming freedom from fears and anxieties also strengthens our faith by constantly reminding us of God's faithfulness. These daily declarations help us maintain a mindset focused on divine trust, rather than being consumed by our uncertainties. This enables us to face adversities with renewed confidence, knowing that in God, we find true peace and security that dispels all our anxieties. Affirming that God is in control is an essential practice for maintaining inner peace and confidence amidst life's uncertainties. Declaring daily that God governs all situations helps us to surrender our worries and fears to Him, recognizing that we are not alone in our struggles. This practice allows us to release the burden of anxieties and trust that God is guiding every aspect of our lives with wisdom and care. When we affirm that God is in control, we are emphasizing our belief that He is sovereign over all circumstances. This declaration helps us face challenges with a perspective of trust, knowing that despite difficulties, God has a plan and is working for our good. By saying, "God is in control of my life and takes care of all my concerns," we remind ourselves that we can rest in His sovereignty and let go of our anxieties. Declaring God's sovereignty also encourages us to surrender our worries to Him, trusting that He is capable of handling everything that troubles us. This practice helps to release the stress and pressure we feel when trying to control situations beyond our reach. By affirming, "I give my concerns and fears to God," knowing that He takes care of everything, we are exercising our faith and allowing God to take responsibility for our anxieties. Moreover, affirming that God is in control provides us with a solid foundation to face adversities with serenity. When we internalize this truth, we can confront life's changes and challenges with renewed confidence, knowing that God is the infallible guide in all circumstances. This declaration practice strengthens us to handle the unknown, maintaining an attitude of peace and trust in divine direction. Watch the next videos suggested on the screen. This has been another moment with God. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. God bless you.